Hello. I was doing this reading before and cat's like, oh, we're doing things. There was no sound. Did a whole bunch of readings and no sound. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. I don't know if I'm going to have energy to do all 3 water signs again twice. But and I also don't know. Well, we'll see. Let's do something. We'll do something. For the readings I just did, which I ended up deleting them because there was no point in keeping them with no audio. For Pisces, the person who's watching Pisces is someone, Pisces, who's close to you. Pisces, in the energy that I had, this could be somebody who is already in a relationship with you, someone who's a friend with you. Well, either one or the other. You know, there's someone, Pisces, who's not that far away from you. This person, Pisces, has a lot of affection towards you, a lot of admiration towards you. As I said, if they're not already a partner with you, then they're a friend with you. And I don't think Pisces, they hide their admiration or how much your relationship means to them. The moon cards that I got for Pisces was this year and change of heart, which I took that, Pisces, to basically mean here's somebody who you know how things have been, they're going to go and push for growth on that. Before, they were kind of on the fence with it, but now Pisces, they want to see how far can they get in a connection with you. For Cancer, who is watching Cancer, Cancer, for you, I got someone who sees you as just perfect. Everything they could possibly want in a partner, Pisces, Cancer, they see you as that. The only issue is, Cancer, there's a big gulf in communication, Cancer. While I don't feel like this is someone who's talking to you right now. And Cancer, I feel like they had a specific window to act right with you, Cancer. And it wasn't even to be like, you know, a romantic interest or a platonic interest. It was just to be a real person, Cancer, and to be in your life, even as a friend. And I feel like, Cancer, because they weren't authentic with you as a person, they didn't authentically respect or utilize their humanity with you, Cancer. I feel like that's essentially why you would not be inclined to give the person, thank you for the like, you would not be inclined to give the person who's watching you right now anytime. I feel like, Cancer, they just mucked up their whole attitude, their whole behavior, that it just was kind of like, eh. And the cards I got, if I recall, Cancer, there was a third card, which it was a Queen of Lovers, Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, and a Queen of Pentacles. Yes, those were the main cards. There were other cards, Cancer. Thank you for the like. Hello. But and thank you for the like. But I actually forget what those were. There are so many cards that I went through and the attitudes of them, but the general message, Cancer, was that's who is watching you. And this is someone, Cancer, who just sees you literally as like the perfect person. And the moon card that I drew for you, Cancer, was respect. Cancer, you withheld, you defined your boundaries. You haven't ever shifted from that. And that's something, Cancer, that the person who watches you really respects, that you are, Cancer, someone who does what they say they'll do. You follow through with it. You just don't talk it, you walk it as well. There were other signs, of course, Cancer, but I can't recall any of them. Usually when I do these readings, they're just in and out. And Scorpio, I am going to do one more set, but I just wanted to tell you the readings that I got for you guys. And for Scorpio, I got really strong water with Scorpio. And Scorpio, the person who's watching you, essentially, I feel like they are watching you as a litmus for seeing how far they've come. This person, Scorpio, their headset or headstrong, whatever, focused on, achieving certain things. And what they deem a success is because that's what they internally feel. And it may not be something that is like universal good things or universal successes that your coworker or your neighbor or some random stranger would hear and go, oh yes, that's what I want to do, or that's what I want to have. But Scorpio, the person who's watching you, they're going after their own categorization of success, and they are accepting, Scorpio, the ugliness that can come with pursuing their own path, as well as being thankful for the beauty that comes with it as well. And essentially, Scorpio, a little bit of the energy, I would say maybe 30% of the energy, Scorpio, is that I could see this person cycling back to you to almost be there saying, well, this is who I am now, this is what I achieved. But ultimately, Scorpio, the person who's watching you is just watching you to see how far they've come. Someone who you have dealt with, Scorpio, I want to say rather closely, because they associate you with a time period of their life that they are really dissatisfied with how they presented, what their goals were, how they moved. I don't know if you can hear my cats squealing in the background, but that's what they are. Well, I have this one there peacefully sleeping. Something else about Scorpio, what was it? Oh, but the primary energy, is that they're watching you to see how far they've come and how far they have yet to go. Primary energy. So with that in mind, I will pull a little bit more. I won't do it as detailed as I did the other ones because I think that was like 40 minutes. But I can do like a short little one. I was wondering about doing it in a post, but as I said, I didn't feel like typing. My little cat says, yes, we're not going to go and type right now. We're just going to be here. This is something that I just wanted to put up. If you are curious about the other signs, I will be doing the other signs, but I won't be doing them all at once. I don't have time for that today. And you can check out the last set that I did on the channel. So we'll start off with Pisces. So Pisces Sun, Moon, Pisces 8th house, Pisces 12th house, and Pisces rising. I said it's going to be shorter. Who is watching Pisces? I have Two of Cups, Pisces, with a Queen of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Yeah, Pisces, person who I'm pulling up for you, who's watching you, is somebody who's really close in proximity to you. They really see you as, well, they're committed to you. Maybe you're committed to them, Pisces, too, in this energy. It could be that. Somebody's really committed to the other. Regardless of who is the one more committed, Pisces, I feel like in this connection, the person who's watching you is really aware of, what a unique person you are, how blessed they are, Pisces, to have proximity to you. Use that word loosely, Pisces. They just really understand that to go and have your attention the way that they do and a connection with you, how they have it, it's a special thing. Person who's watching you is not too far away. Energy's coming up here so far, Pisces. I have Capricorn and Cancer. They could also be in their Venus areas with all this lovey-dovey stuff. Moon and Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands. I have a little bit of soulmate energy here too. Pisces, twin flame energy with Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. Of course, the moon is Piscean energy. I regard it primarily as Piscean. I'll hear someone just all up in their feelings, Pisces, the person who's watching you. They can't wait to go and fortify or create, Pisces, a deeper bond with you, a forever bond. There's something about this energy, Pisces, that isn't necessarily long lasting, but long lasting is what they'd like to have, if it's possible to have. Anyway, Pisces, there's someone around you who would like to get closer to you than they are right now. They do see you as their other half. There could be, I feel like this is someone who's in communication with you, not necessarily someone who is estranged from you, but also too in this energy, definitely Pisces, there's a person who would like to get closer to you than they are right now. So that makes me wonder, what's the difference in, what's the distance, rather, not difference. What's the distance between you and them? Because that distance, Pisces, is what they would like nothing more than to remove. Anyway, gee, Pisces, someone's in love with you. And I have awakening. Pisces, as I said, the person who I'm pulling here, the one who's watching you, they feel essentially very blessed to have you in their life, to have an individual like you in their life. This person loves you. This person sees the world differently because of you. I almost want to say this person wants to do better. This person wants, definitely, Pisces. Do they want things to be simpler? Something about, returning back to the basics. Maybe starting over. Maybe starting from a place of purity. I don't know. But anyway, Pisces, that's the energy of who is watching you. Energies, we have Aries, we have Cancer, we have Capricorn, and we have some water. I primarily read moon, feel moon as Pisces, then I feel it as Cancer, then I feel it as Scorpio. So take it as you will, Pisces. Let's go on to the next water sign. That's going to be Cancer. Really brief. Cancer. Cancer, I have such a warm little pussycat next to me. She's so warm. I also have a lot of things on my table. Figuratively and literally. Okay. So who is watching Cancer? That wanted to come out, Cancer. Yes, we could. Why not? I have 8 of Wands here, Cancer, with the World that wanted to come out, and a King of Pentacles. I said why not because, well, you know, King of Pentacles does refer to the earthly realm, is someone who, well, they see the value of establishing things, building things out, cherishing things, growing things. You know, it's one thing to go out there and accumulate. It's another thing to also, everything that you do bring back, everything that you gain, you evolve it. That's what my cat says. She says, yes, evolving. I think she also needs a comb here, Cancer. I brushed her 2 days ago too, Cancer. Okay, don't eat my fig. She's slowly, like a caterpillar, eating away at my fig. It's the one plant that's edible up here, and she takes advantage of it. Poor little fig, Cancer. Anyway, so I have King of Pentacles, the World, and 8 of Wands. Well, essentially, Cancer, the person who's watching you has a lot to offer. It's actually pretty good news coming your way, Cancer, the person who's watching you. Who's watching you, Cancer, that wants to go and aid you, wants to go and change things around for you, Cancer, wants to go and share a little bit of their accumulated success, accumulated wealth, accumulated gain with you, Cancer. You want to change something around, Cancer, for you. They know something about you, Cancer, to have this insight. Something that was perhaps undeserved, out of your hands. Injustice, Cancer. You did not at all. That was not at all warranted to you. Anyway, Cancer, someone has some sort of knowledge of you. Definitely has knowledge of you. And I see them coming to go and add some gain. Manus, quiet. Manus, come on, quiet. That's my Siamese. She's so tiny, but her voice is so loud. And she has a lot of energy. Lots of things to say. That's a Siamese for you. Anyway, Cancer signs coming up here. I have some Sagittarius, some Cancer. Was I reading that other card underneath of there? Kinda. If I was to include these, I have Virgo and Scorpio energies too. Could be somebody with some primary earth, but more than that, Cancer, somebody's planning on facilitating something for you with their resources, a person who's watching you. King of Pentacles, Cancer, gets a Knight of Pentacles. Strong earth. Cancer, somebody's going to go and take action towards you. They're going to try and take matters into their own hands about you. Another King of Pentacles. Cancer, I don't necessarily feel like this is romantic energy, but here's somebody, Cancer, who has resources. And Cancer, whatever situation you're currently in, or something about your current situation, Cancer, they see that as really undeserved. Anyway, Cancer, very easily could be a job offer in this energy. Could be somebody close to you. Well, somebody's prepared to offer you something. They're going to offer you something that they themselves have built up with their own hands. And I'd say, too, in this energy, Cancer, they've been planning it for a while. King of Pentacle energy is very strong. You should have some good news coming your way, Cancer. 8s here, by the way, Cancer, are relevant for numbers to keep an eye out for. And with those 8s, Cancer, the 8s are basically, you can look up the numerical associations with 8s. But in this reading, I'd like you to keep in mind, too, as you keep an eye out for the 8s, that this is, Cancer, how like the effort that you put out and how far you spread it, or how intelligently you work the crowd, you work the field, you present yourself, the projects that you have going on, how dedicated you are to them, your work ethic, that's publicly or can publicly be seen by others. You know, it's in that energy with the 8s. Basically, Cancer, the more good things that you do, and it's a little publicized, Cancer, the better. Like if you speak intelligently, it's one thing to speak intelligently to family, but let's say, Cancer, it's another thing if you were to speak intelligently in a more public forum, right? Where other people can hear and see and then reiterate that. There's that energy here. You are your own best marketing campaign. A little bit of that energy here. So move in that energy, Cancer. Move to your highest possible, best ability when you're out in public and when you talk to others. I kind of want to say when you talk to strangers, but anybody, Cancer, who is not necessarily someone in your immediate nest. Cancer, put yourself on your best behavior. It's going to pay off. A card for Cancer. I have hired. Okay, Cancer, that's who's watching you. You have good news coming, Cancer. Make sure you take the high road in every way possible, Cancer. If you're not dealing with anyone who's literally like, the people who you eat breakfast with, right? The people who already know, Cancer, your not so nice sides. But to everyone else, Cancer, be flawless. Okay. Because not only is there someone watching you in King of Pentacle energy, this person, Cancer, is going to say, ah, yes, Cancer. And a bonus is coming Cancer's way. Anyway, let's go and see who else we have. We have Scorpio. Let me go and check that the audio is working. I think it is. Okay, it is. There we go. Sometimes I do these readings and the audio doesn't come up. Sometimes I do these readings and only 30 seconds of the video, like I could do a video for 2 hours, which I try not to do 2-hour videos. I did all 12 signs. And then when I go and click finish, there's only like a minute of that video. For some reason, the whole thing just skipped over the very first parts, and that was it. And it happens pretty regularly, too. Anyway. Let's see, Scorpio. Scorpio, my little kitty, looks so cute. It's giving me a little blinky eyes. I'd almost give her a treat. She's so cute. Anyway, Scorpio. Who's watching Scorpio? That would be a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Scorpio 8th house, native energy of 8th house, perhaps. Something we all could get. And a Scorpio 12th house. He says, can't you pet me? Scratch my little girl head. As I eat the fig plant. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio, I have 3 of Pentacles. And I have Temperance. We have some Capricorn and Sagittarius energy here. Also talking about moving intelligently, Scorpio, the person who's watching you. This person, Scorpio, is watching their movements of how they are perceived to you, what they reveal. In general, Scorpio, not necessarily to you. Here is someone, Scorpio, the person who's watching you. They have a very particular public crafted face. One could say in this energy, Scorpio. Well, they want to show how excited they are, Scorpio, about the future. How level-headed they are, how competent they are, Scorpio, to tackle their goals and aspirations. I also have some Aquarius energy in addition to Capricorn, Sagittarius, and some Virgo. Definitely, though, here's somebody who is crafting their public image, wants to make themselves seem as, I want to say progressive, but I don't mean that in a political term. I mean, here's someone who just constantly goes forward in a good way. They want to show they are progressing. Let's go and find out more. Thank you for the like. Let's see. I have a King of Cups, Scorpio. And I have a Knight of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Did I have a Five of Pentacles here? No, it was the other reading. That there was that Five of Cups. Or five of something. Anyway, death is Scorpio energy. I think there's a card underneath of death. Ace of Cups. Oh, strong water. Determination and grit. Okay, a couple things here, Scorpio. The person who's watching you is, they've been, first of all, the person who's watching you, Scorpio, they're gaining their feet, gaining their balance now. Before Scorpio, this person was not that happy. This person, Scorpio, had a whole bunch of imbalances. I would say too, in this energy, Scorpio, the person who's watching you, a whole bunch of water here, Scorpio. The person who's watching you had a whole bunch of almost like a period where they self-questioned, you know, what their motivations are, who they are, were they even themselves, like what type of person they are, where is life getting them, all those sorts of things. You know, this person went through a little bit of, I could say low self-esteem, but it's a little bit more than that. I could call it a depressive slump, and that would be probably quite accurate, Scorpio. Whether this person was shunned, Scorpio, by their regular circle or they themselves pulled back, doesn't really matter, Scorpio, because the person who's watching you, they always projected themselves to be, I want to say, good, healthy, winning. Well, not quite winning, but, you know, doing well. But that was crafted a Scorpio until I'd say a little more recently, this person finally is getting themselves back on their feet. Energies, I have strong water, Scorpio. I also have, as I said before, those other signs. I also have some temperance, some Taurus, in addition to strong water, Sagittarius, Capricorn, whatever that is, Aquarius, and some Virgo. But yeah, essentially that's who's watching Scorpio. Scorpio, this person who's watching you, they should not have betrayed any signs of the difficulty they've gone through, but they've been through it. I think they projected themselves as still doing fine. You know, not necessarily thriving, but living life enough, right? I think that they projected themselves as being a B plus quality of life. And finally, they're able to start moving into that. They've, the images that they projected, Scorpio, their public face that they projected, they're kind of moving into that now. And also, too, Scorpio, here's someone that although they're showing themselves thriving and living life, you know, going forward, progressing, Scorpio, here's someone, too, this person who's watching you. They're, do I say the word skeptical? I don't want to say the word skeptical, but it's in that energy. You hear someone who's a little lukewarm on what they're allowing themselves to feel, how emotionally vulnerable they are to others. Here's someone who's a little protective of their heart now. Maybe we could say in this energy, Scorpio, the person who's watching you is a little bit more wiser. But I don't even think it's quite that, Scorpio. The person who's watching you, the next time they open up their heart, there's a lot more caveats that have to be fulfilled in order for them to do that. This person will not give so easily, Scorpio, the next time. And a card I have two. I have give and take, and I have deep feelings. Yeah, Scorpio. Scorpio, in this energy, I wonder how much they're watching you. I don't necessarily feel like they're watching you on a regular basis, but I feel like you do cross their mind a lot more frequently, Scorpio, than they would watch you. Because as I said, the next time they open themselves up, Scorpio, they're going to open themselves up for different circumstances and insist upon different things in order for them to be, I don't know, as vulnerable as they were before. This is someone who has transformed, Scorpio, the person who's watching you. Well, Scorpio, that's a little bit of a misnomer, isn't it? Or a typical thing, saying that a Scorpio placements are where we experience the strongest of our personal growth. It's also where we, get that growth, that upheaval, those changes. For whatever reasons, we have to, grow out of our cocoon. We have to grow wings, and that's never an easy process. When you're a sticky-footed caterpillar who's only known branches, but now has to progress to knowing the feeling of the wind. Those are my readings for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. I'm going to leave this up for a little bit of time. Do keep your eye out for the other readings in the future. For this collective, well, for the other collectives, you can also check out the readings I did prior. Just search for who is watching you on the channel. I think I did it a few weeks ago. Maybe I did no, I did actually a whole bunch of who's watching you 7 days ago, I think. The last one I did the water signs one, which was all 12 signs. I do it roughly. Well, I do some iteration of 8th house, 12th house, and moon explorations. I do that roughly every 7 days. So there's other signs there in the meantime. Anyway. I am now going to continue on with my day. If anyone has any questions, if you'd like to go and have anything answered, I'm around. If anyone would like to become a member of Mystic Moons, that would be really appreciated. Memberships are $10. And if you join, please do let me know your sun sign so that I can produce astrological notes more frequently in your honor. There are perks to those who are members. One is obviously the release of astrological notes first for you. And then secondly, I will be also doing members only lives, which there will be complimentary personal readings as a token of my appreciation for helping to support the channel and the general work that we do for all the collectives, all the many facets of investigation that we can do through politics, popular culture, so-called paranormal no-no subjects, the zodiac signs, Reiki, and so forth. Anyway, a lot to be shared, and bit by bit, we'll share it with you. Anyway, until next time. And hello, Ben. Hello, Queen, spiritually blessed Queen, 444. And hello, Roger. And thank you for the likes again. Bye-bye.